So let's continue on, and this is part 3 of creating the hover lines with the background. What we want to do next is create a cloud around here with the value. So let's scroll down here and look at our hover line. We're not done with this part, so let's start to work now on this specific area. So what we want to do here is creating cloud value, and the cloud value will be indicating what is the y value here and what is the x value here down. So the first step would be to create what we call the rectangle x, I guess, for the bottom. So to do this, what I need to do here is say, first of all, ctx.begin path to create a new shape. What I want to give it for color, ctx.fill style. Let's make sure that this is just black as well. And then, or should we do it black? I'm not sure. Well, I guess it can be black because this is a gray background. What we do is black with white text. So we're going to say here ctx.round rectangle, and I'm going to select round rectangle, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So what I'm going to do here is, what we need here is the x value, the y value, the width, the height, and then we have here the rounded borders, I guess. Border radius. That's what you can call it. So if you put it on 0, it will be a rectangle. But if you specify a number, it becomes rounded. And that's what I want. I want to give it here maybe 5 pixels rounded. But then here we're going to get the x and y. Since we know that the x here is based on whatever the value is from when we hover, and that would be, this is the bottom, or that's the y value, and the x would be based on the x coordinate that we hover on the point. So we're going to say here x core, but then you say here bottom because it needs to hit the bottom. The width is a bit more tricky, and the height, well, we can say here the height of the text. If we're going to put a text in of 12 pixels, then you can do 20 because we have then top and bottom enough space. But let's do one first, and then I'm going to say ctx.fill. That's not fill, it's just like that. Just fill, because that's the command to draw the filler shape. Hover over here, look at that. As you can see here, we're still not correct in position, but we're getting somewhere. So now is the question then, of course, how do we move that? And by moving, I'm referring by the point here, how do we position that correctly? So to do that, I need to know what is the text that we want to show. In this case, at the very bottom, it will be the value of number 3. Here later on will be the value of number 6, and this will be 9. So we want to first get the width of the text before we even do anything else. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say enter. I'm going to say ctx, and, oh no, we can just say a constant. I'm going to say text width x equals, and then is the question, what is the text that we want? Well, we have to just check on that one. I'm going to say first of all ctx.measure text, and the measuring of the text will be a string value for now. I will just put in a hard-coded number 3. Then I'm going to say here dot width to indicate the width. If I do this, it would now indicate the exact space that it needs for the number. You can see here, and it's very tiny. So what I want to do is, just to make it better, I'm going to say plus, I guess here 12 pixels should be fine. So we have 12 pixels, that will mean 6 pixels padding left and right. Right now it isn't here, but now I want to move it to the center. To move it to the center, we have here the width, and what I can do here is just deduct that width, or deduct it by 2 and then minus to the x coordinate. Then we should be in position. There we are. So now this works. How do we get this now soft coded? Well, to get this soft coded, we need to understand where we can get the value, and the value is again in our tooltip, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to say a tooltip. As we hover over one of these items, you're going to scroll down here, and then tooltip, probably the data points, open the index 0, And we get here, what do we get? The format, the raw. So we have here the value itself. And I guess we can say here, the parsed X value. Alright, so that's the one we're going to grab. So I'm going to say tooltip data point with an S, index 0, and then let's double check data points parsed X. Parse.x. So let's do console log just to be sure. So here should be number 6. That is correct. This should be number 9. That is correct. And this should be number 3. Alright. That is confirmed. So now we have this. We can just put that in here. Save that. Refresh. Number 6. Oh, alright. You can see here it's still not showing, of course, but the space is correct. We can cross-check this by making this even longer by just giving it, let's say, 9.50. Save that, refresh. What happened exactly here? 59. Oh, maybe, of course. I'm forgetting, or I've removed the comma. Don't do that. So if I'm going here, you can see here the text is longer and it will calculate that space. So this is confirmed. What we can do now is getting the X, or sorry, the Y rectangle. Almost similar logic here, but then of course the Y parse. So I'm going to say here, this will be the Y parse, and I guess we can just delete this. So if I save this now, interesting. I'm getting here another error, 139. Of course, this is of course an error because I'm not allowed to use the same constant. This is for the Y value. I'm going to do almost similar, and let's see if we are getting something. Of course, right now we don't get because it's still positioned at the wrong side. So where do I need to go? I need to go here to the left side. So for the X coordinate, probably you can just ignore this because I need to go to the left. Then here, I guess we can just say here Y coordinates, and then we just make this all text Y. Text Y. Let's see if this is better. There we are, but I think we can add up a little bit more. Let's see here, minus the text width. Alright, so let's start to look with the width here. I think it's too much or not enough. We need to maybe do it like that. Let's see. No, alright, then I guess it's not here. It's probably here on the left. And I guess the left should deduct a 20.5 as well. Doing that. There we are. Now we've got that one, although I'm not happy with this. What happened there? I guess that can go up a bit. So let's fine tune it a little bit. I don't know how I managed to do that one, but anyway. Let's see here. This would be the bottom. But we need to push that up more, so that will mean that's the bottom. Let's say minus 10. I'm not sure why. Alright, there we are. I guess we can just deduct that from here halfway through. Am I correct? There we are. I guess that is possible with the size we have, but I think the height here should be maybe a fixed height because we have the height here. This height should be 10. That will make more sense. The same here. That calculates the height of 10. That makes more sense because if you have a very long text, it will probably counteract. Let's see here. Alright, that looks all fine now. Alright, so what we want to do now is having the text. I guess that will be in the next video. We're going to focus on the text here.